Welcome into College Football Now. I'm Harrison Graham. We're going to get into the top 25 college football recruiting rankings in just a moment. We're just 9 days away from the early signing day, so we will be live for that, by the way, so make sure you subscribe. But I wanted to talk about these 5 schools just outside the top 25 briefly, some notable schools for you guys. Of course, Wisconsin, the Big Ten runner-ups, just on the outside looking in at number 26. The Ole Miss Rebels, they got a new head coach, Lane Kiffin. We'll see if they can make a push for a top 25 class. They sit at number 37. Baylor, Matt Rule continues to do a great job. Not a great class coming in as of now. They're at number 59. USC, they kept Clay Helton. They sold us on Clay Helton. They're at number 86, way down near the bottom. And then Utah at number 97. Kyle Whittingham always coaches those guys up, but almost outside of the top 100. Before we get into our top 25 recruiting classes as of right now, shout out your favorite team. Let us know what your favorite team is, maybe what your alma mater is. I'm a TCU grad. It was a rough year in Fort Worth. I think we've got the 40th ranked recruiting class at the time of this video. Let me know what your guys' favorite team is in the comments section. Moving into the top 25, Iowa. At number 25, they got a couple of 4 stars in this upcoming class, over 204 composite points. By the way, the more points basically means you got more 4 and 5 stars. That's how the point system works. Number 24, the Kentucky Wildcats. Mark Stoops continues to do a great job. He's getting after it on the recruiting trail. Another nice season in Lexington. They're bowling once again this year. Number 23, Georgia Tech, as they shift from that triple option back to a more traditional spread college football offense. Pretty good recruiting class coming in after you're making that transition. Maybe they can get back on track faster than they initially had hoped. Number 22, a little extra focus here for you guys. The Florida State Seminoles, of course, they hired Memphis's Mike Norvell after he had a great season at Memphis this year. They moved on from Willie Taggart. They've got 14 players committed right now, so Norvell and company trying to make some moves as signing day approaches, early signing day next Wednesday on December 18th. 8 4-stars. They come in with the number 22 recruiting class. Florida State trying to get back on track. Number 21, we got the Stanford Cardinal at 216 recruiting points there. Got some 4-stars coming in. Looking to bounce back from a down year is David Shaw's club. We'll see if they can get into the top 20 when signing day gets here. Now, if you want some sweet college football gear, we got you guys covered. You want jerseys? Look at that sweet Trevor Lawrence jersey. All this gear up to 50% off if you go to this link, chatsports.com/NCAA gear. You can get jerseys. We got hoodies for you guys, t-shirts, shoes, socks. You got like Christmas ornaments on there. Look at this Michigan hoodie. That thing is sweet. The king of Michigan media, James Yoder, has already ordered like 5 of these bad boys. Got to go to chatsports.com/NCAA gear. Lots of items for you guys up to 50% off. Take advantage of this holiday sale right now. Into the top 20 we go. Mississippi State, down year this year in Starkville. They come in at number 20. South Carolina, another SEC school. They kept Will Muschamp. They're going to keep that train rolling. They're at number 19, trying to get back to relevancy in Columbia. Number 18, the Tennessee Volunteers. Nice finish to this season for Jeremy Pruitt's club. It was looking ugly early on this year. They finished 7-5. Have another nice class coming in this year. North Carolina coming in at number 17. We all know Mac Brown can recruit. He's having fun. You saw that video of him dancing earlier this year after a big win. They're bowling this season. He's got some good players coming in. Has a 5-star coming in, which is turning that program around very, very quickly. The Washington Huskies, obviously they were hit with the news with Chris Peterson resigning. He'll coach the bowl game, but they have another recruiting class at number 16, a good one coming in next season. Before we get into the top 15, got a question for you guys. Who is going to win the national title? You got LSU versus Oklahoma in one semifinal, Clemson versus Ohio State in the other. I want to know from you guys who's going to win it all. You might get hit by a YouTube ad break right here. If you do, just scroll on down. It'll be the pinned comment. Answer this question. Who's going to win the national title? The Miami Hurricanes coming in with the number 15 recruiting class as of right now. Head coach Manny Diaz trying to rebuild that program after Mark Richt left a couple of seasons ago. At number 14, you got Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines, a volume class for Harbaugh. They've got 24 players committed as of now. No 5-stars, got 12 4-stars, 12 3-stars. as well. The king of Michigan media, James Yoder, has you guys covered 24/7 on our Michigan channel, youtube.com/Michigan TV. So make sure you subscribe over there. He'll keep you updated throughout the offseason on the latest surrounding Michigan recruiting. Number 13, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They come in just ahead of Michigan. Kind of the opposite of Michigan, though. I said Michigan has a volume class. Notre Dame has more of a high-end class. They got a couple of 5-stars. They've got 7 4-stars in this year's class. Brian Kelly doing a great job recruiting, as always. Number 12, Penn State. They just picked up a top 100 commit earlier today. They jumped up all the way to number 12. James Franklin making a push for a top 10 class this season. And then the Oregon Ducks, Mario Cristobal hitting that recruiting trail, man. They're getting that program back on track, and they're not the same old Chip Kelly finesse spread type of team. They're physical. You saw that against Utah in the Pac-12 title game. They got a lot of good players coming in this year's class. Got the top 10 recruiting classes coming up in just a moment, but right now, I want to remind you guys need to mark your calendars because we're going to be live for early National Signing Day. It'll be myself and Tom Downey. We had all your college football playoff coverage. We'll keep it rolling for National Signing Day. Next Wednesday, December 18th, we'll be live that morning for several hours, so you got to subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Hit that notification bell so you know exactly when we go live for all of our videos. Top 10 here, you got the Oklahoma Sooners, Lincoln Riley getting it done on the field and in the recruiting trail. You got 19 players coming into this year's class, 12 4-stars. Doesn't have any 5-stars yet, but has 12 4-stars. That's kind of the norm for Oklahoma. They actually don't get a ton of 5-stars, but they get double-digit 4-stars every single year. You look at some of the different services. ESPN's got them at the number 11 class, 24/7 number 11 as well. Then Rivals has them as the number 12 class. So Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma, they do what they do. It doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for him. They're going to score 40-plus points. Expect Spencer Rattler to start next season. Number 9, I should say, the Florida Gators. Dan Mullen doing a great job since he's moved on from Mississippi State over to Florida. 14 4-stars in this year's class. Another top 10 recruiting class for Florida. They're trying to take that next step in the SEC and in the college football world to be a consistent college football playoff type of team. Got to go through Alabama, got to go through Georgia. Those have been the class of the SEC for a few years now. Florida's trying to close that gap. They got a good class coming in. Maybe this batch of recruits can get it done. Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Guys, it's college football playoff time. It's bowl season. If you want to bet on the college football playoff, who you think is going to win it all, got to do it at BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. You see the odds as we sit right now up there on the screen for you guys. LSU, the favorites right now. Clemson, Ohio State, very close to A to B, I would say. Then obviously Oklahoma, the distant favorites. You're feeling ballsy? Go put some money on Oklahoma. Chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code CFB120, and you can bet on the entire schedule of bowl games throughout the season. It's not just the playoff. We got 39 bowl games. Go make some money today at BetDSI. Number 8 team here, I got the Auburn Tigers coming off that big upset win over Alabama. They got the 8th ranked recruiting class as of now. Gus Malzahn, he's got a 5-star, 11 4-stars, 22 players committed overall. I want to focus on that 5-star he's got right now. His name is Tank Bigsby. You know he's going to be, right, Tom? What's your theory that you got a good name, you're going to be successful in life? He's a running back. He's a tank. He's already 6 foot 210. You know he's going to put on 15, 20 pounds once he gets to Auburn. He's going to be a tank for Auburn. Number 4 overall running back in the country. Top 30 overall player. He is Gus Malzahn's highest rated recruit in this year's class. Expect him to be a big part of that zone read option moving forward. Texas, number 7 recruiting class. Obviously, big season upcoming for Tom Herman. They're searching for coordinators right now. By the way, we did a hot board coaching search for Texas. Tom hosted that. Go find it on our channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Get caught up on the latest there. 17 players committed, 13 4-stars, 1 5-star, including Bijan Robinson. Have they finally found the stud running back they've been looking for since, I don't know, Jamal Charles? They haven't had a beast running back in a while. Some of the guys they thought were going to be really good did not turn out that way. A lot of folks in Austin think Robinson is the guy. Number 2 overall running back in the country. Number 15 overall player. So hopefully he helps Texas get back to the promised land. When will Texas be back? Sam Ehlinger declared him back last year after their Sugar Bowl win. I want to know from you guys, when will the Longhorns be back to elite status? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Number 16, the Georgia Bulldogs. They've got 15 players committed right now. Not a ton of commits, but they got 2 5-stars, 12 4-stars. A lot of high-end players coming in for Kirby Smart. Keep in mind, they've had a top 3 class the last 3 years. So right now, sitting at number 6, so slightly below standard, probably because of the volume of players not quite there. But they got 2 5-stars, several 4-stars, including these 3 players, Sherman and Jones, some 5-stars. They got the linebacker, 2 offensive tackles, including Tate Ratledge, all these players in the top 40 overall recruits in the country. We know Kirby Smart can recruit at a high level. Can he take that next step and win a national championship? Into the top 5 we go. Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher getting it done on the recruiting trail. But next year's a big year for him. They got to start turning into results. A mixed bag this year. They go 7-5. He's got a 5-star. He's got 10 4-stars, including Haynes King, the quarterback out of Longview here in Texas. These are his career high school stats. A lot of folks believe he is Jimbo's quarterback because, remember, Kellen Mond, he didn't recruit him. Haynes King, he did. He's going to need this kid to come in and contribute in the next couple of years. Had a monster high school career at Longview. Number 4 team, the Ohio State Buckeyes. No surprise here. They're always near the top. Ryan Day taking over for Urban Meyer. He's got 2 5-stars. He's got 14 4-stars, 25 players overall. I want to focus on these 3 guys, though. A couple of stud receivers, including Julian Fleming and Jackson Smith. Look, Jackson Smith is based out of Rockwall, Texas. That's where he plays. He has shattered like every wide receiver record in the history of Texas high school football. That is a big deal. He had 6 touchdowns in a playoff game a couple weeks ago. He's a stud. Fleming's good as well. Paris Johnson, a 5-star offensive tackle. Ohio State, the rich get richer. They just keep on bringing in high-level talent. Number 3, the LSU Tigers. 24 players committed, 3 5-stars, 14 4-stars. Can I get a go Tigers from my man, Coach O? He's getting it done. Number 3 recruiting class. He said after they beat Alabama, he was going to kick their ass on the recruiting trail. Well, we haven't seen Bama yet, so he might be slightly behind. Let's take a look at 3 players he's got coming in. Eric Gilbert, top 10 overall player. The tight end coming in. Elias Ricks, DBU, that's what they call it, right? Cornerback coming in as well. Raheem Jarrett, high-end wide receiver. They already got a ton of stud wide receivers with Joe Burrow. We'll see who plays quarterback there next year. But Coach O, he's getting it done. Number 2, Alabama. I just mentioned them. It's very close. You saw the composite points. I think LSU is like half a point behind Alabama according to the composite rankings. Alabama's had the number 1 class in 8 out of the last 9 years. Are they going to get to number 1 this year? They're at number 2. We'll take a look at number 1 in a second. 16 4-stars, 5 3-stars, including these 3 players. They were able to flip Bryce Young from USC a couple of months ago. He's one of the top, I think he is the top dual threat quarterback in the country, number 6 overall player. You got Chris Braswell, defensive end, and Drew Sanders, who's listed as an athlete. I believe he's going to play linebacker for Nick Saban. You take a look at the recruiting rankings, the composite, which is the combination of ESPN 24/7 and Rivals, has them at number 2. ESPN's got them at number 1, 24/7 at number 1 as well. Rivals at number 3, but overall they sit at number 2. Just talked about Alabama, just talked about LSU. 12 months ago, this wouldn't have even been a question, but I'm curious what you guys think. Who is the better program moving forward? Is it Alabama or is it LSU? A lot of chatter. Maybe Nick Saban's lost a step. He is 68 years old. LSU kind of beat him handedly this year. Has LSU taken over the SEC? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. At the number 1, producer Alicia's loving it. Clemson, they've got the number 1 recruiting class as of right now, and they've done it with only 21 players being committed. That's because you see it right there. 6 5-stars. That makes the big difference when these points are being compiled. You look at these 6 guys, those 5-stars I mentioned. Brian Breesy, number 1 overall player in the country, the defensive tackle. Myles Murphy, number 4 overall player in the country, the defensive end. We know they reload on the defensive side of the football. And I'm going to get this right this time. DJ Uiagalelei, is that correct? I'm pretty sure it is. Keep an eye on this guy, pro-style quarterback. He's supposed to be the real deal. He'll take over for Trevor Lawrence in a couple of years. 3 more 5-stars, DeMarcus Bowman, got DeMonte Capehart, Fred Davis II. All 6 of these players, top 26 players in the country. Dabo Swinney, I think it's safe to say, Clemson is the face program in college football right now. They might win another national championship this year. And if you look at the recruiting rankings, no surprise, they're number 1, number 4 in ESPN, number 2 in 24/7, number 2 in Rivals. Alabama is right there on their heels. The 5 stars ultimately the difference. That is why Clemson is sitting number 1 in the composite rankings. Now, a quick recap. Let's go back to the top 25. You got Iowa, Kentucky, Georgia Tech, Florida State, and Stanford. From 20 to 16, you got Mississippi State, South Carolina, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Washington. In the top 15, at number 15, Miami, Michigan at 14, Notre Dame at 13, number 12, Penn State, and Oregon at number 11. Then the top 10 recruiting classes is Oklahoma at 10, Florida at 9, Auburn at 8, Texas at 7, and Georgia at 6. Then the top 5 from 5 to 1 are Texas A&M, Ohio State, LSU, Alabama, and Clemson. The Tigers continuing to get it done. Remember, Bama's had the number 1 class in 8 out of the last 9 years. We'll see if they end up with the top class when it's all said and done, which is why I'm going to ask you this question. Who will end up with the number 1 recruiting class? Will it be Clemson? Will it be Alabama? Will it be LSU? I think it'll be one of those 3 teams. If you think it's going to be one of them or someone else, let me know what you guys think in the comments section.